I'll never forget the moment I noticed my balance wasn't as steady as it once was. I was just walking through my kitchen on an ordinary day. No clutter, no distractions. Then, out of nowhere, I stumbled. Thankfully, I caught myself, but it shook me. A little voice in my head whispered, "What if I hadn't caught myself? What if I'd fallen?" That moment stuck with me. It wasn't just about a stumble. It was about something bigger. My confidence, my independence, and, most importantly, my safety. If you're a woman over 60, or maybe over 70 like me, there's something you should know. Doctors say that nearly every one of us, 99 out of 100, will face balance challenges at some point. That number surprised me. But here's the good news. Most of these problems aren't just because we're getting older. They're caused by things we can change, things we can improve. In this video, I'll share 8 common mistakes that might be quietly affecting your balance, your confidence, and even your freedom. Things you might not even notice. Some of these are habits you may have every day, maybe even right now. Please stay with me until the end, because mistake number 6, that's the one that sent me tumbling to the floor, and it taught me a lesson I'll always remember. You're not alone in this, and you don't have to feel helpless. There are simple steps we can start today to feel stronger, steadier, and safer. Let's do this together. The first mistake? Wearing the wrong shoes. When it comes to balance, most people think about exercises or maybe medications. But one of the biggest reasons older women lose their stability starts at the bottom, with our shoes. I'll be honest, for years I wore those little ballet flats. They were cute, simple, and easy to slip on. I felt comfortable in them, or so I thought. But one afternoon, walking down the sidewalk near my home, I caught the edge of the flat on a raised piece of pavement. I nearly went face first into a rose bush. That wasn't just a close call. That was my wake-up call. As we get older, the shape and padding of our feet change. The arches flatten. The fat pads on the bottom of our feet wear down. And the muscles in our legs and ankles don't respond as quickly as they once did. That means the shoes that worked just fine 10 years ago might now be putting us at serious risk. A good shoe is more than just something to cover your feet. It's your foundation. If your foundation is weak, then everything above it becomes unstable too. So what makes a shoe right for you now? First, it needs to have a firm, non-slip sole. That means no smooth, worn-down bottoms. Second, you want structure and support, something that holds your ankle and arch in place, not something that flops around. Third, cushioning. Think memory foam or a supportive heel cup, especially if you walk a lot on hard surfaces like tile or concrete. Finally, fit. A shoe that is too loose can trip you up just as easily as one that is too tight. Now, you might be thinking, I don't want to wear orthopedic shoes. They're ugly. But here's the good news. Today's market has caught up. There are stylish, supportive options out there. I found a beautiful pair in soft gray with floral accents. They look great and feel even better. And let's talk about slippers. I used to wear those all day at home. Soft, cozy, and totally slick on the bottom. They had zero grip. And I didn't realize how dangerous they were until I nearly slipped while carrying laundry. So now, even at home, I wear shoes with a proper sole. Not heavy boots, just something stable with a good grip. The difference? I walk taller, I feel more confident, and I haven't tripped on that rug corner in months. Shoes seem like a small detail, but when you're over 60, they're not small anymore. They're safe, they're confident, and sometimes they're the difference between a normal day and an emergency room visit. Mistake number 2, skipping strength training. This one might surprise you. It sure surprised me. For a long time, I believed that strength training was something younger people did. I thought it meant going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, or joining a fitness class with loud music and tight outfits. That wasn't me. I figured I was active enough just doing the usual, walking, cleaning, gardening, but that wasn't enough. The truth is, after the age of 50, our bodies begin to lose muscle every single year. Not a little, a lot. And it happens so gradually you don't even realize it. Until one day you try to get out of a low chair, and you can't do it without using both arms to push yourself up. That's not just getting older, that's muscle loss. And the good news? It's reversible. I started slow. I didn't join a gym or buy fancy weights. I picked up a pair of light dumbbells from the local store and kept them near the couch. I began doing simple movements while watching television. Things like arm curls, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts. Some days, I didn't even use weights, just my body. The goal wasn't to look like a fitness model, it was to rebuild the strength I had quietly lost. The changes came fast. Within weeks, I noticed that standing from the couch took less effort. I felt stronger carrying groceries. I even started walking uphill with more confidence. But more importantly, my body could react again. You know that moment when you trip and you try to catch yourself? If your legs and core aren't strong enough, your body just collapses. But with strength, your body fights back. It stabilizes. It keeps you upright. And here's the emotional part. Strength is not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. When you feel strong, you act strong. You stop avoiding curbs, uneven paths, or stairs. You reclaim your freedom. Just 10-15 minutes, 3 times a week. That's all it takes. And it can be done at home in pajamas while watching your favorite show. No pressure, just progress. Every small improvement makes a difference because strength protects you not just from falls, but from fear. Mistake number 3, ignoring vision changes. You might not think of your eyesight when it comes to balance, but the two are closely connected. More than most people realize. I certainly didn't make that connection at first. I thought I was just a little clumsy in the dark, or that my house lighting was too soft. But one night I got up to use the bathroom. I didn't turn on the light, I didn't want to wake my husband. And as I tiptoed across the hallway, I completely missed the edge of a small rug. I went down hard on my knee. It took over a week to stop limping. That experience taught me something. Our eyes play a critical role in helping our brains understand where we are in space. It's not just about reading or recognizing faces. It's about judging distance, spotting contrast, and navigating steps, shadows, and uneven surfaces. As we age, our vision changes. It may not feel dramatic, but it's enough to affect our depth perception and balance. You might not realize that you're stepping just an inch too far or not far enough until it's too late. Many women over 60 continue to wear glasses with outdated prescriptions. I'll admit it, I wore mine for almost 4 years without an update. I thought they were good enough. But after that fall, I finally saw my eye doctor. Sure enough, my prescription had changed. I also learned about options like anti-glare coatings and lenses designed to help with contrast in low light settings. These little upgrades made a huge difference. It's not just about glasses, it's also about lighting. A dim hallway or bathroom can make everything harder to see and throw your balance off, especially in the middle of the night. I added small plug-in nightlights to my bedroom, hallway, and bathroom. They were inexpensive and easy to install, but they gave me a new sense of confidence moving around after dark. If your glasses are scratched, old, or not tailored to your current needs, they could be putting you at risk every single day. And if your home is full of dark corners or shadows, your eyes are doing extra work, which leads to disorientation, dizziness, and even vertigo. So do yourself a favor, clean your lenses, schedule that eye exam, replace bulbs with brighter, warmer lights. Your balance starts with what you see. Make sure you're seeing clearly. Mistake number 4, overlooking medication side effects. This one hit closer to home than I'd like to admit. A few years ago, I started a new medication for my blood pressure. I had been feeling lightheaded on occasion, so my doctor prescribed something to help manage it. I took it as directed and expected to feel better, but instead, I started feeling more off balance. I would stand up from the couch and the room would tilt slightly. It was subtle at first, just enough to make me stop and steady myself. I blamed it on being tired or maybe dehydrated, but deep down I knew something wasn't right. Then one evening, as I got up too quickly, I stumbled and bumped into the coffee table. I didn't fall, thank goodness, but it scared me. That night, I finally read the fine print on the pill bottle, and there it was, clear as day. May cause dizziness or loss of balance. I wish I had paid attention sooner. As we get older, our bodies metabolize medications differently. A dosage that worked perfectly fine when we were 50 might be too strong at 70. On top of that, many of us take multiple medications, and the side effects can interact in ways our doctors might not immediately notice. The truth is, you have to be your own advocate. Your doctor sees many patients. Only you live in your body. If something feels off, even slightly, write it down. Dizziness, fatigue, lightheadedness. Don't brush it off. Bring a detailed list to your doctor or pharmacist. Include every medication, even over-the-counter pain relievers, vitamins, and supplements. When I spoke up, my doctor reviewed everything I was taking. He adjusted the dosage of that blood pressure medicine, and just like that, the dizziness disappeared. My balance improved. My confidence returned. So here's my advice. Never ignore what your body is trying to tell you. Trust your instincts. Read the labels. Ask questions. Don't settle for "it's just aging." Sometimes it's the medicine. And sometimes a simple adjustment can make all the difference in your day-to-day stability. Mistake number 5. Grabbing furniture instead of using a cane. For the longest time, I told myself I didn't need a cane. I was independent. I could get around just fine. Sure, I would reach for the back of a chair or lean on the kitchen counter once in a while, but that didn't mean anything serious, right? Wrong. What I was doing is something many older adults do without even realizing it. It's called furniture walking. Using chairs, tables, wall mulls, and countertops to steady yourself as you move through the house. It may feel like a harmless habit, but in truth, it's a warning sign. I called it staying independent, but really, I was afraid. Afraid of what it would mean if I used a cane. Would people see me differently? Would I feel old, weak? Then one afternoon, I was carrying a full basket of laundry from the bedroom to the living room. My hands were full, so I didn't have anything to steady myself with. As I stepped onto the hardwood floor, I shifted slightly, just enough to throw myself off balance, and nearly fell straight into a side table. That moment scared me more than I care to admit. That same week, I went shopping and found a beautiful, lightweight cane with a floral design that actually made me smile. It had a comfortable grip, and I didn't feel ashamed using it. In fact, I felt relieved. Because now, instead of grabbing for furniture that wasn't built to support me, I had something that was designed exactly for that purpose: my safety. Since then, I've walked taller, moved more confidently, and stopped feeling like I needed to catch myself every few steps. And no one has ever looked at me with pity. In fact, more often than not, people admire the cane and comment on how stylish it is. Using a cane isn't giving in. It's not admitting defeat. It's choosing strength. It's choosing safety. And more than anything else, it's choosing peace of mind. If you find yourself reaching out to furniture more often than you used to, even just in case, that's your body asking for help, and there's nothing weak about listening to it. Mistake number 6, avoiding balance exercises. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know balance exercises were a thing until I walked into a local wellness class at the community center. I thought it would be stretching, maybe a bit of seated yoga. I wasn't expecting to stand on one foot or walk in a straight line, heel to toe. And I certainly wasn't expecting to feel so unsteady. That first class was a wake-up call. I realized I had done almost nothing to actively maintain my balance. I had assumed it would just stay, like breathing or blinking, but it doesn't. As we age, our balance slowly weakens, not because we're careless, but because we stop challenging it. Our ankles get stiff, our core muscles weaken, and our brains stop practicing those little micro adjustments that used to come naturally. But here's the beautiful part: balance can be trained. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, your body is still capable of learning. I started small, standing on one leg for 15 seconds while brushing my teeth, walking across the hallway with my feet in a straight line, heel to toe, shifting my weight from left to right while holding the back of a chair. It didn't take fancy equipment or long workouts, just a little intention, a few minutes here and there, and you know what happened? I started to feel more secure. I stopped bracing myself every time I stood up. I stopped second-guessing steps off curbs or walking across gravel. And one morning, I caught myself dancing in the kitchen, something I hadn't done in years. Balance isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. It's about trust, trusting your body again. If you don't know where to start, there are free resources everywhere. YouTube videos, senior fitness classes, balance guides, even some insurance plans offer online programs now. Don't wait until after a fall to take your balance seriously. Think of it like brushing your teeth, something simple, daily, and life-changing over time. Just 5 to 10 minutes a few times a week can protect your future more than you realize. Mistake number 7, not drinking enough water. Out of all the things I've learned about aging, this one might be the most surprising and the most overlooked. Not drinking enough water can affect your balance. Yes, really. Mild dehydration, the kind that creeps up slowly over the day, can lead to dizziness, confusion, fatigue, and even lightheadedness when you stand up. And that puts you at real risk for falling. Now here's the tricky part. As we get older, our sense of thirst changes. Our bodies don't always send the same strong signals they used to. So even if you're not feeling thirsty, you could still be running low on fluids. For years, I thought I was doing just fine. I drank tea in the morning, a cup of coffee in the afternoon, and maybe a little water with dinner. But what I didn't realize was that tea and coffee, especially the caffeinated kind, can actually contribute to dehydration. And when I did the math, I was getting less than 4 cups of water a day. That's simply not enough, especially for someone in her 70s. Then came the headaches, the mid-afternoon fatigue, the moment I stood up too fast and had to grab the wall because everything tilted. I assumed it was just normal aging. But when my doctor asked how much water I was drinking, I didn't have a good answer. That day, I started keeping a little notepad in the fridge. Every glass I drank, I marked it down. I aimed for 6 to 8 cups of actual water each day, not counting tea or soda. And the difference was remarkable. I had more energy, I slept better, my joints didn't ache as much, but most importantly, I felt steadier on my feet. So, here's my suggestion. Keep water where you can see it, on your nightstand, by your favorite chair, in your handbag when you go out. Sometimes, all it takes is a pretty water bottle and a splash of lemon or cucumber to make drinking water a little more appealing. If plain water isn't your favorite, try herbal teas or even broth-based soups. Just watch for added salt or sugar. The goal is to stay hydrated in a way that feels doable and natural for your lifestyle. Hydration may not sound like a big deal, but for women our age, it absolutely is. It supports every system in your body, including the one that keeps you upright. Drinking enough water is one of the easiest, cheapest, and most powerful ways to protect your balance. Mistake number 8, living in a fall unfriendly home. The last mistake I want to talk about is one that's so common we hardly even notice it until it's too late. Call it living in a fall unfriendly home. You see, we spend so much time in our homes, we start to overlook the little hazards. That throw rug we've had for 20 years, that lamp cord stretched across the hallway, the step from the garage to the kitchen that's just a little too high. We know our homes by heart, but our bodies change, and what used to be easy can suddenly become dangerous. My moment of realization came one morning when I was carrying a laundry basket. My arms were full, and as I stepped into the hallway, my foot caught the corner of a rug. I didn't fall, but I twisted my ankle and had to sit down right there on the floor. That ankle kept me out of my morning walks for almost 2 weeks, all because of a rug I'd walked over 1,000 times. After that, I took a fresh look at my home, not just with my eyes, but with safety in mind. And what I found surprised me. In the bathroom, I had no grab bars, just smooth tile and a bath mat that moved under my feet. In the hallway, I had one single dim light bulb. And in the kitchen, I kept my most used pans on a low shelf that forced me to bend and twist. All these things, which felt normal for decades, had become quiet risks. So I made a few simple changes. I removed the loose rugs and added non-slip mats. I installed a grab bar next to the toilet and inside the shower. I swapped out dim bulbs for warm LED lights. I even bought a nightlight with a motion sensor for the hallway. And instead of bending to reach the bottom cabinet, I moved the pans I use most to waist level. None of this cost a fortune, but it gave me something priceless: peace of mind. And let me tell you, there's no shame in adapting your home to support your needs. You're not babying yourself. You're protecting your independence. You're making it easier to move through life with confidence. And if someone else comes to visit, a grandchild, a friend, they benefit too. Here's a quick checklist I recommend for anyone over 60. Remove any rugs that slide or curl at the edges. Tape down cords or run them behind furniture. Install grab bars in bathrooms, not just in the shower, but near the toilet too. Add nightlights in the hallway, bathroom, and bedroom. Keep frequently used items at waist height to avoid bending or climbing. Use a shower chair if your legs feel tired when bathing. Make sure all stairs have railings, preferably on both sides. These aren't drastic changes, but they make your home a safer, more supportive space. And that means more freedom, more confidence, and fewer worries about what if. Because here's the truth. Most falls happen at home, but most falls can also be prevented, not with fear, but with preparation. So take a little time to look around your space with new eyes. Ask yourself, if I were visiting this home for the first time, what would make me feel safer? Then take action, bit by bit, day by day. You deserve to live in a space that takes care of you, just like you've spent a lifetime taking care of others. So there you have it, 8 common mistakes that quietly, slowly, but surely steal our balance, our confidence, and sometimes even our independence. Some of them seem so small, like skipping a glass of water or wearing the same shoes we've trusted for years. Others, like ignoring vision changes or brushing off medication side effects, feel like things we'll deal with later. But together, these habits add up, and over time, they can turn into real risks. But here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to accept these things as part of getting older. You have more power than you think, more control than you've been told, and you're not alone in this. I want you to know, truly know, that you are still capable of strength, still worthy of stability, still deserving of a life that feels grounded and safe. If you've been afraid to walk down that uneven driveway, if you've skipped an outing because of your balance, if you've ever quietly thought, what if I fall and no one's there? Then this message is for you. You're not weak for being careful. You're wise for preparing. You're brave for choosing to face these changes instead of hiding from them. Taking care of your balance doesn't mean giving in. It means standing tall, literally and emotionally. It means building the kind of confidence that lets you step forward again, not with fear, but with freedom. So let me ask you something simple, and I'd love for you to answer it in the comments below. Which of these 8 mistakes surprised you the most? Or maybe this one. What's one change you're going to make starting today? I read every single comment, and I can promise you, your story might just inspire someone else to get stronger too. If this video helped you, please take a second to like it. If you want more practical advice, heartfelt stories, and guidance for living smarter as you age, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Wise Elders Insight. Take care of yourself, my friend. Your body has carried you through so much. Your future self is counting on you to keep going. Steady, strong, and full of life.